Hey everybody, my name is Kevin and welcome to Kev's Vibe of the Day, where I find a little card from an oracle deck and have a little chat about it. Give you a message, send you on your way. Let's have a look. So, different, a little bit of different today. Some of you know that I am on Kyle Gray's Angel team, and I'm in the first year of his, I think it's a 3-year course, certified angel guide. But I was also led to join the Hay House certification too. Now, do I need to be certified? I don't know that anyone needs to be certified. Do I enjoy learning? Absolutely. Um, I find that for me personally, and I'll get to these cards in a minute, um, I've always followed some form of study of some sort or another along my career path. And what I've noticed and observed with it is curiosity to learn a bit more, leaning into the things that I perhaps would have said no to out of that curiosity. And then it comes an experience of something new, something different. And now that I am well into the fifth decade of this lifetime and almost looking through the sixth, I find that this journey of ours is never ending, always continuing, always exciting, and complacency, boredom has no place in my life or in the lives of those people I love and I care about. I'm often forgetting the fact that, back when I was a little boy, folks in their 50s and their 60s were getting ready to die. Well, I'm not doing that. Um, Far from it. So, um, all that being said, yesterday I was in Studyland for a couple of hours, and one of the lovely meditations we were working on was to invoke a spirit of a card. Lesson two of this particular certification is about choosing the tools with which we want to work with, that call to us, that have a vibration to us. And I think I've shared with you that initially, when I first picked up the Angels and Ancestors card from Kyle Gray with beautiful images with by a New Zealand artist known as Lily Moses, it intimidated me because they seemed to be all over the place. And in fact, what I've realized is they were actually calling me, actually opening me up to something bigger and deeper and something more involved. So, a little bit about this deck of cards with this delightful image. Where are you? There you go. On the front, um, it's set up into 4 different sections. There are the sacred ones, ancestors, if you will. There are the guardians. There are symbols. And there are seasons. And they all work deliciously together to bring images, messages, that for me is much more of a whole, complete way of getting to the information or a tool to read from. Now, I am not saying I'm walking away from or not reading from or being with the angel guide oracle deck or the angel prayers or keepers of the light or wisdom of the hidden realms by Colette Baron Reid. What I am saying is I like to choose different seasons, different cards, and learn what I can from this. So this reading and this message today comes from 2 guardians. And I think it's appropriate to say that the direction guardian was the one that jumped out of the deck as I shuffled and asked the spirit guides to come. When there's a card that jumps out, in this case, the card jumped out face down, it's a bonus. It's a little bit like, for me, it is the conductor of the orchestra. The orchestra could play music and a composition quite delightfully, but you need the conductor to push and direct how the music's going to flow, how it's going to go. So the direction guardian comes to ask you to focus on what your heart desires, what you are lit up by, what it is you feel in your life you want to follow, you want to pursue, and letting you know that initially in the Hebrew text, Ezekiel apparently saw saw an angel with 4 faces. One was a bull, one was an eagle, one was a lion, and one was a child. And so this is sort of, in a way, right now in our society and our lives all over the planet, where I find most folks are looking at, well, what exactly do I want out of my life? And we're not really talking just about the materialism, the house, the car, the career, the love. We're really talking about the purpose. We're really talking about the direction. And how interesting is this, that the water guardian showed up as one that I chose, and together, now the water guardian represents our emotions. Our human body is a good percentage of water. There's water in our blood, in our tears. Everything about us is primarily, a good part of our physical makeup is water. So it's interesting that the water guardian comes to ask us to dig into the emotions and to feel what we feel, whether they are sad or happy or content or frustrated and anger. Underneath the true emotions, the true feelings, there are messages. And it's lovely that the direction guardian and the water guardian have come together today to encourage us to work with the feelings that light us up, the emotions that light us up, the way with which, wow, I feel like I want to do this, or I feel like I want to do that, or I feel like I should be pursuing something or getting somewhere. So all that to say, in my interpretation of those two, it would be, we are, all of us, in this fluxation of growth, transformation. Things are not as they were and will not continue as they were. I would say the world and its workings, if you will, air transportation, ground transportation, education system, medical system, is bursting at the seams and about to blow, if I were to be perfectly honest. Does that mean that we, human beings on the planet Earth, are going to be destroyed? No, absolutely not. Because just like the Earth, no matter what hits it, earthquake, floods, hurricanes, incredible wind, Mother Earth figures out a way to survive. So does the human race. So we are hardwired to somehow survive whatever comes at us at some point or another. And speaking from personal experience, in 1992, I was in a high-rise building with Hurricane Andrew whistling around my ears. Fearful, but more astonished at how this was physically happening, with me perched, and obviously a really good friend and several animals perched, if you will, 20 plus floors up in the air. Mostly glass on one side. And it's as if it happened yesterday. The power outlets were blowing like blow dryers with the wind going through the building. The hangers that were hanging in the closet that we were shut in because we found a walk-in closet that we could pull ourselves into, the centermost place of the apartment. The hangers were swinging from left to right. It was quite bizarre. And then afterwards, I realized, wow, with all the devastation, and you know, Florida is a pretty good sized state. There wasn't one coast or one area that hurricane didn't affect. Same with those who went through Katrina and other very large storms, or the earthquake that happened in the west and in California, January 1994, where highways collapsed on top of each other. And then, you know, you've got these other attacks. 20 years ago, 9/11 happened. We've, as a human race, we've been able to survive many physical abruptions. I don't even know if that's a word. The point I'm making with these two Guardian cards is to say this, the message I've got for you is get in front of what it is you want to do. Move out of the way the ideas, the notions that you cannot, because you can. You can do what you want to do. You can be who you want to be whenever you stand up and choose it. You've got to stand up and choose it. Once you stand up and choose it, maybe it's an idea. Perhaps it's a visit to the library. Perhaps you get quiet and you meditate. Whatever it is you're choosing. Then you set about the art of bringing it to you. That could be conversations with people who get you. I call them life coaches, if you will. Good friends that support what you do, good friends that support who you are, good friends that love you no matter what. There's always going to be ones that your friends are always going to put margins around what you're doing. Fear, concern. And typically, if you're close to these friends and they get you, you're like your coaches in life, they are going to choose how they fit into your plan. So know that that's a given. Know that these really good friends that love you, care about you, support you, are naturally going to lean into, well, how does that fit with me? It's not anything that's a put down. It's just they want to support you, but they want to be supportive along the way with you. You may inspire them. The Water Guardian adds another element to that in saying, if the idea that you have, if the thought that you have lights you up and makes you get excited and gets you tingling in your belly and ready to start writing or sketching, or the ideas are going like popcorn in the microwave, ping, 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 if that's how you make your popcorn. If that's what's happening, it's a good chance it's good for you. Now, how do angels, guardians, higher ones come into this? The angelic realm will always support our highest good. They're always going to lead us towards something that's positive. And as I said way back in the beginning of this message, which right now has gotten on a bit long, no matter what transformational point you're in, where you feel like you're not going, you have got the ability to make the decision that moves you the next step forward. But you've got to make the decision. You've got to choose it. Now, the challenge we have with the ego is the ego gets in there, and the ego's like some old curmudgeon that says, oh yeah, really, right? Did this before. Look how that turned out. This is the fear. This is the it's like the two sides of the scale, right? It's time to tell that part of you, sit down, shut up, I got this, and move forward. Fear is something you have to face to grow. You cannot get to courage without fear. You can't get to growth without some fear. You can't get anywhere without feeling a little bit vulnerable. But you also have to know there's a river of resolve, if you will. There's a river of survivor. There's a river of goodness that's up underneath you. That river is based in faith and based in hope and based in trust and based in love. Now, looking at those four pieces of your being, the faith, the hope, the trust, and the love, those are hardwired into every human being that comes in here. We didn't come here to this embodiment in this life to struggle or to be put down or to be underneath something. And yes, I'm sure you see it, you're reminded of it. Homelessness, poverty, all of this, we see it. We are given examples of it. What do you do about it? Any little thing you can. You go to the grocery store. Would you like to round this up today? We're collecting for this organization, that organization. Always a yes. Your 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, 50, that's your contribution. You see somebody at the corner and they are having a sign, I'm hungry, I need some help, here's $1. That's your contribution. Our job is not to manage what other people do with the money, what other charities do with what they get. Our job is to manage what we do, how we contribute to what's happening. So be a contributor in your own life. Choose what lights you up. Get into the emotions of it and move forward. Your guardian angels and your spirits, if you have the faith and the hope and the truth and their love, nothing really could go wrong. Once you start getting that, also dig into the law of attraction. That's amazing. Return to Love is a good book by Marianne Williamson. And if you really want to take a big course and a big deep dive, A Course in Miracles is phenomenal. I haven't done that personally, but when I look at how I've gone along in my life, and it's almost as if it was a parallel, almost like a spiritual turnpike for me going along the same road. I'm hoping that's helping you. Yes. Yes. I'm hearing a yes. Let's read from Melody Beatty's book. And feels like the alchemists want to come and say hello this morning. So maybe we won't meditate. We'll just listen to him. We are at October the 13th, Wednesday. The message is, you are on time. Quit wondering, worrying and blaming yourself for being late, or worse yet, missing the boat. Nothing else in the universe frets about being late. Does the moon ask itself if it's where it should be? Does the sun say, I must hurry, else I'll be late? A friend asked one evening when I was worrying about not being on time, stare up at the sky on a beautiful moonlit night. Feel the quiet, timeless rhythm of the planets, the moon, the stars, the universe. Know that you're connected, tuned into the rhythm, deeper and more secure than all your wondering could ever imagine. Breathe deeply, relax, let your pace spring from knowing that inside your heart. Let your pace spring from knowing that inside your heart. Trust the rhythm of the universe. You are right where you need to be. You'll get where you need to go. You'll have all the time you need. See, that's what life is. Life is like a rhythm of a water. Oh, I know he's coming. I'm stepping on his toes. It's sort of like we work together, this alchemist. All right. Eyes down, feet flat on the floor, and palms up towards the ceiling for receiving. And take a deep breath in. As you let go, relax, 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 relax. Shift and relax and change and change. Keep breathing in and out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hello, dear ones. Hello, 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 hello. It is delightful to be here with you again. I would like to extend a little wisdom this morning for you all. There are many challenges that you face, and we've spoken before of how very proud we are of you and what you are accomplishing as a whole. From our vantage point as a collective energy, we see how you are being outward and how you truly are inward. And our most fascinating discovery is that the inwardness, the desires, the love, the compassion, that those of you who are following a light path, that light, that compassion, that love that is flowing through you is beginning to emerge outwardly. We are seeing and witnessing the transformation of folks who at some point felt less than worthy, less than seen, and are now embracing the softness, embracing the more feminine for those really masculine, macho type of energy. I'm not just talking about men and women. I'm talking about like the company structures, the structures with which meetings are held, the silly rules about how a person should dress and should behave and who should speak and not speak and who should be elected and not elected, the systems that were at one point heavily masculine and now softening. On the whole, more feminine energy, more women, females, are playing the role of importance in many societies and many companies. And this is good to see. And the point I'm making is that we have had for eons and decades and centuries this patriarchal system that abolished anything of sensitivity, of softness, of joy, of happiness, of the divine. We are now embracing more of this softness, happiness, and love. So therefore, the veils between the worlds where we are without physical bodies, non-physical energy, and where you are physical energy. You are a spirit. You are all a spirit. Many of you are star people. Our young Master Kevin here is from the star people. He comes from the lineage of Orion, the Thronans. He is about transformation. And it took a while for this young master to wake up to the ability to be transformative. Yes, yes, yes. For the ability to transform the way people looked, their outward appearance. into now, several decades later, he is able to then match up this great feeling that happens when the hair is transformed, the image is transformed, there's lightness, there's joy. And now, lifting the heart of folks who have felt less than worthy, less than joyful, less than hopeful, less than faithful. He is in our mind, as you are, like the operators of heaven, operating on a physical level with the desires of the heavenly hosts, directing those who are looking for something new and different to believe in. And this, my friends, is moving away from the organization that you knew of as religion. Now, the word religion was expanded through the patriarchal existence that happened years ago and was adopted by men, masculinity, organization, and this big word, control. The world, as you see it in now, may appear to be out of control. Indeed, on your highways, in your life, as you live, you are seeing this out of control. I wish for you now to take that and look at it in a different way. Instead of seeing something as being out of control, rather see it as in transition. You understand, as things shift from one spot to another, there is a bit of disorganization, a little bit of earth coming up. When you pull up a tree, you pull up the root of a plant, the earth that surrounds it is dislodged. So this feeling and this observation that folks are out of control, they are simply dislodged from the root. It does not mean they will die. It means their soul and their purpose, as yours, is transitioning along the route now. What I wish to say to you before we leave, do not be so concerned with the destination of where you end up. You are where you are for a reason, and you are where you are to enjoy what you have. So, while you may be saying, I'd like to experience this, I'd like to do that, I wish to do so and so, I wish to do such and such, those are the things we are saying, yes, 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 because it comes from that heartfelt space. Put those desires, those choices, those loving emotions into your space, your road map. Have those experiences. Have those joyful moments. Then you will understand another joyful moment will come, and another joyful moment will come. And as you follow bliss and joy and serve others toward their own bliss and their own joy, this will become a blissful and joyful place to be. Do you see? There are many who don't understand, because at the moment they're worried about where is joy, where is bliss, where's happiness, where's this, where's that, all that. It is here, it is now, it is in front of you. Why is it that when folks are leaving their physical body on their way to their spiritual home, why is it they express love to those who are left? Why is it the phones ring as a plane is descending into destruction? There are messages. I love you. I love you. I want you to know I love you. I love you. I love you. Well, say it all the time. Feel it all the time. Be it all the time. And this is the joy of physical life. And this is your reason for being on the planet. And that, my friends, is time for me to go for today. I love you. And I wish you joy, blessings, peace. Bye-bye. Bring your hands to heart center. Honor yourself. Honor all the things that you know for yourself that is about love, and it's about joy, and it's about peace, it's about truth. And expand that out. Lift your thumb knuckles to your third eye center. Together we bow and say namaste. Thank you for that. And thank you, Alchemist, for coming, and directors. I'm liking this. I'm liking this deck a lot. Listen, I've waffled on for 32 minutes. Have a great Wednesday. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. And we'll chat soon. Love you. Bye.